Hi, and thank you once again for tuning into one of my videos. In today's video, I want to just really quickly sum up who I am, who is Mariga, what is Skin Essentils, and why are we different from the rest. We have been very blessed lately to have an awful lot of new clients, new likers on Facebook, new subscribers on YouTube. So I am aware that you might wonder exactly who I am and where it's all coming from and why you should listen to me when there are so many different YouTubers particularly out there in the skincare world. So I suppose to give you a little bit of background, I have been a beauty therapist for 26 years, oh my god. And about 10-12 years ago I decided I was going to specialise solely in skincare because that's really has always been my main interest, and I basically went back and re-educated in skin anatomy, cosmetic chemistry, skin analysis, so lots and lots of very, very skin specific courses and education and training. So and I loved all that because I just love reading chemistry and biology, and I'm a bit nerdy when it comes to things like that. But that has stood to me because at around the same time, so about 10 years ago, now I was in my mid-30s and I was doing a lot of skincare work, and I was always trying to source the best possible skincare products for my clients, of course, at the time, and for myself. But I suppose because of the age I was, as I said, mid-30s is the time that sort of things start to catch up with you, maybe sun exposure in childhood, because we didn't know, in the 70s nobody was wearing SPF every day the way people, are very careful with their children now. We had sunscreen when we were at the beach. That was the way it was. So if it was very sunny when you were out playing in the fields at home, well, that was just tough, So at around that time then in my life, these things started to show on my skin, and I was very dry skinned as well. I always have been dry skinned. So I've been ticking along nicely and kind of just relying on, the fact that I was young and the fact that genetics play a small part, not as much as you might think. I must do a video on that for you at some stage, but I started with good skin. You can still wreck it. If you start with great genetics and good skin, you can still wreck it, but again, you'll get through your 20s pretty easily with that, and then things start to show. So there I was, sourcing the best possible skincare for myself, for my clients, and I found myself in this transitional stage where I wanted to get a little bit more into anti-aging, but also I had dry issues and started to see some lines. And I just couldn't get anything that was good enough to really make a difference. I could get things that felt like they made a difference, and you would have a facial or you would use your product and your skin would feel lovely. But nothing was really changing. It was slowing down the process a little, but I wanted to reverse it. I wanted to stop it, obviously. So this tied in nicely with the fact that I was doing all of these extra educational courses and everything in skin science at the time, and I just realized that there was nothing on the market that was aimed at me, somebody who was just transitioning from one sort of phase of how their skin was in their life to the next one, and there was just nothing out there. I wasn't in the bloom of youth, I wasn't an old hag, but I certainly didn't want to become one. So, and I also felt, there was this gap. There was your pharmacy, nice brands with nice basic ingredients, and then there was what in those days used to be your mammy skincare, and I didn't feel like, at that age I was ready to be shopping at the same skincare counters as my mother and her generation, and there was nothing I felt that was just for me. So everything sort of just dovetailed quite nicely, and I thought, well, what, end with all of this new knowledge and end with the frustration of not being able to find a product that was right for me, I can just make it. That sounded very simple, and it was a long process, but that really was just where the idea was born, and I began to research how I could do that and who could help me, and all the things that needed to be done to make that thought a reality. So the first products in the range were very selfishly aimed at somebody who was transitioning from, moving from their 20s and beyond to slow down the aging process and to deal with dryness issues, which I had. So they were the first products that I brought on, and the first sort of prototypes I was making, and the first kind of ingredients that I was working with. So, and these were just intended to be for my clients, my personal clients at the time and myself. So they actually went really well, and I got sort of very excited about it. Well, if I could do it for my skin and for the sort of general clients I had were in that same sort of position. And I started to look at other transitions that our skin makes through life. So from teens dealing with acne and hormonal issues that we can suffer with right through our lives, skin that's transitioning into menopause, skin that's transitioning after an illness. And that sort of became my focus was, well, if your skin is doing this and we want it to do this, how do we transition it? So the range expanded and the team expanded, and basically we have what we have ended up with today, which is the full Skin Essentils range, which you can probably see on some shelves here behind me. The full range that has something for every phase that your skin is going to go through in its life, and also of course lovely maintenance products for when your skin is just right. We're going to keep it that way. So it's not just the products then, of course I began to create treatments as well. So that's pretty much where the range came from. So apart from skin science and ingredient science and all of that, which I really enjoy, another passion that I have is standards. So I'm very, very conscious of raising standards in the industry as a whole, and to that end I have been involved for the last few years with a European committee which we are working together in 33 countries across Europe to bring a cohesive standard across the whole continent to make sure that all of the therapists are basically working to one document, so that you can walk into a skin clinic or a beauty salon, in Budapest, and know that you're getting the same standard as you're getting in London or Dublin or Warsaw. It doesn't matter, wherever you go, that you know that there is a common standard. So that is something that I have also been working on for the last few years, and that is very close to my heart, and I'm very, very happy to say we're nearly there. We're nearly at publication stage. So that's what I do, that's who I am, and that is why I feel like I am, and my team, because it's not just me, it's I'm very, very lucky to have a great team around me that also have done all of this education and are very, very highly educated and experienced in skin science, and that's what we do, and that's why I think that we are best placed to give you really good advice, and that is why we feel that you can trust us to give you honest and best advice in what to do for your particular skin. So I have made this little short video into quite a long one, so I will stop talking now, but there are lots of ways that you can get in touch with us if that has brought up any questions, or if there's anything further that we can do to let you know how we can help. So you can find us on our Facebook page, where we do loads of interactive videos, by the way, live videos, so that you can bring a question on live and have it answered there and then. So that's Skin Essentils by Mariga is the Facebook page. There's lots and lots of free information and help and tips available on our blog, skinessentialsbymariga.com, or of course you can sign up to my newsletter, where I will send regular emails with lots of advice and information and tips for getting the best skin of your life and keeping it that way. So thank you so much for watching, and I really look forward to helping you get the skin that you want.